Hi everyone, I'm Megan Donlinger with Enterprise Systems Group, and I'm here to talk to you about Mitel's Web Ignite. Web Ignite is an interface for both agents and contact center supervisors to view queue information, handle calls, or other forms of contact center media. Now, the first thing that you need to do to access Web Ignite is open either Google Chrome or Firefox. In the address bar, you'll need to put in your specific Ignite address, which you could get from your system administrator. From there, to log in, put in your specific username and password and click on Sign In. Once you've signed into Web Ignite, there are a few different options and settings that the agent can customize for themselves. Along the left-hand navigation screen, we'll start first with Options. Under the Profile option, you'll see that there is the section where you can change the picture that shows up in your avatar. That avatar is located in the top right corner of the agent's screen, and the picture can be changed by simply clicking on the window you see here. Your first name, last name, email address, username, and language preference will all be put into the system automatically for you. If you did need to change them, you could do so here, but generally speaking, you're going to leave that information alone. If you do make changes to your profile, in the bottom right corner, you can click Save. Next option down under Options is Customization. And under Customization, I can customize how the layout of Web Ignite is organized. For example, the default landing page. This is where Web Ignite will open every time you log in. A nice option might be to select the dashboards. From there, if you do have multiple dashboards created, you can select which one is loaded by default. Underneath your default landing page, we have reply options, pick options, as well as search options that are going to pertain to the various forms of media that you are a part of. And again, generally speaking, we want to leave these as default. Underneath our phone options, you can set it up so that when you log into Web Ignite and make yourself available, it automatically logs your voice agent into your phone. To do that, you'll need to enter the 4-digit extension of the phone that you log into, and then underneath that, the password for your specific login. The box for automatic login should be checked, and then again, we would press Save to save those options. Lastly, under our Options section, we have Email options. Under Email options, we can turn off various features like mobile view, reply templates, quick reply templates, as well as expanding or closing headers. Any changes that you've made should then be saved by clicking Save in the bottom right corner. And then from here, we'll look at Tools. Under Tools, you'll see one option for reply templates. If you are a part of an email queue group, you can create custom reply templates that are specific and available only to you. There are also system-wide email templates that can be accessed by all agents, and that's done at the system administrator level. To create a new template, simply click on the email reply templates, put in the information. This could be your signature, or it could be specific information that you use in email responses frequently. To save that, click on Save, or to adjust or edit reply templates that you've already created, you can find a listing of them under Browse, and then go ahead and open and make the necessary changes. Those templates can then be used moving forward. Those are all of the customizations of options that you may need to set up upon the first login. From here, we'll go into actual usage of Mitel's Web Ignite. From the Web Ignite, the agent will be able to control their availability as well as go in and out of the various contact center groups that they may be a part of. And this can all be done from the top right corner of their screen. You'll see here, I see my avatar as well as an indication of the state that I'm currently in. This is indicated with words as well as with colors on your icon. The timer to the right is constantly keeping track of how long I've been in a particular state. Currently, it lists me as offline. That means that I am not available for calls, chats, emails, or SMS queues. To change the state of my availability or to go in and out of groups, all I have to do is click on my avatar and then select the option I need from the list. Once I've logged into the system, if I want to make myself available for all of the different groups and queues that I'm a part of, I simply click on the green available icon. You're going to see that the status indicator has changed to green. It now lists me as available and the timer has reset. Now, since I configured my phone to automatically log me in under the options section, it made me available for voice, chat, as well as email communications. From the state and availability section, I can also put myself into Make Busy. Think of Make Busy as an umbrella over all forms of media that you might be part of. If you're part of voice, email, and chat queues, if you're in a Make Busy state, you are not accepting contacts to any of them. When you click on the yellow Busy button, you will then see a list of pre-configured options for the reason that you're going into that busy state. Your supervisors can then view this information as well as your other agents, and from a historical reporting aspect, they can see this information in their reports. So if I select that I'm going into a meeting, you will see that the indicator changes to yellow. It lists the reason that I'm in a Make Busy state, and again, our timer has reset. The other options we see here, Do Not Disturb. This is not frequently used when you're looking at agent information. I then have Offline, which would log me out of all of the queues that I'm a part of, but leave Ignite open so that I could view queue information. And a full log out is going to remove me from queues as well as close the application. Next to the state option is the listing of the agent groups that I'm a part of. Now, based on my security settings, if I'm given the ability to take myself in and out of the various queues that I might be part of, I can do that from the agent group section. The icon on the right-hand side lets me know what type of queue it is, voice, email, or chat. And if I hover over the indicator on the left-hand side, I can put myself into that particular group, or with the X, I can remove myself from that group. So at a supervisor level, I might use this option to say opt in and out of various queues based on staffing. Or if I am primarily a voice agent, but I'm going to help out because of low staffing in the email queue, again, I could opt myself in on an as-needed basis and then update my agent groups. Other indicator colors that you may see in the top right corner of the screen are red, which would mean that you're currently handling a form of contact center media. That could be voice, chat, email, or SMS. And you may also see a blue indicator, which would indicate that you're currently on an outbound call. From here, we're going to go into how to create and manage your agent dashboards. Along the left-hand navigation panel at the very top, you'll find your access to dashboards. Dashboards are designed to give agents and supervisors real-time information about the state of their agents as well as the state of their queues. Navigating over to the right-hand corner, I can see statistical information about me as an agent for all of the forms of media that I am a part of. You can see here that I am a voice, chat, and an email agent, and here are all of my stats. If I click on the three dots, I get additional statistic information for me as an agent. To create a new dashboard, simply click on the plus sign from the top right corner of your screen. The first thing that you'll want to do with your dashboard is select Options, and then either choose a new layout, or most importantly, give the dashboard a title. So if this was a supervisor dashboard or an agent dashboard, I could indicate that here. It could also be specific to a particular form of media or a particular queue. Once you've customized your options, to add information to the dashboard is done via Add Widget. The first type of widget that you'll want to add is an Agent State widget. this is going to list all of the agents that you add so that you can see who's available, who's handling contact center media, or maybe who's not in for the day. Once you've added the widget, use the settings option to add agents to that particular dashboard. You can see who are email, voice, and chat agents. You could select all of them or select them individually per media. And once you've got that looking the way that you want, click Apply to apply those agents to that widget. I can now see their real-time information and decide if I need to add more agents, or maybe if I added an agent I don't need to view. Another widget that I would recommend adding to your dashboard is your Queue Now. The Queue Now option is going to let you view real-time statistics of the queue. How many calls are waiting, who's been waiting the longest, things of that nature. Again, under Settings, I can select how many queues I want in the Queue Now portion of my dashboard. This would probably be all of the paths or queues that you are a part of. And then from the bottom of your screen, click Apply. I can now see each queue or path with that statistic information. When all of your widgets have been added, click on Save to save those changes, and now I can select which dashboard I view at any time by just clicking on the dashboard dropdown. When we're viewing a dashboard, the agent state information will list the agent state as well as a timer for how long they've been in that state. We have ACD, which means that they're handling a form of media. They're on a call to a queue, they're handling a chat, or they're handling an email. Idle indicates that they are ready and available for a queue to send them another contact, as well as we do see that timer for how long they've been in that state. Non-ACD would indicate an internal or an outbound voice call. Unavailable are all of our agents in a Make Busy, and you can see not only does it list a time, but it's going to tell you what the reason code they applied. Not present would indicate agents that have opted out of particular queues that they handle. So as a supervisor, I could opt out of the email queue and only opt in as needed. And when I'm not present, I would be listed here in this column. And offline are all of my agents that are currently not logged in. In addition to being able to handle or change my state from the top right corner of my screen, I as an agent can do that from my agent dashboard by clicking on the icon for me and then setting myself back to available. And you'll see real time, the agent information moves back into the idle column. Now, if I was a supervisor, I can give the ability to change the state of other agents as well. So here, I could select Paula as a supervisor and put her back into an available state if that was applicable. Moving into the Queue Now section of our dashboard, I see the real-time stats for each queue that I selected. I can see their service level, which is a calculation of offered, handled, or abandoned contacts. Underneath that, I can see how many agents I have idle or available to that queue. Moving to the right, I see my contacts waiting. How many contacts are waiting to be handled? We call them contacts because that could be a voice call or a chat or an email. Underneath there, we see how many of our agents are handling ACD media for that queue. We also have a requeued statistic, which would indicate that a contact was sent to an agent and that agent either rejected that contact or missed them based on timers, and the contact was then requeued to the beginning of the line. And underneath there, we have our non-ACD, meaning are they on internal or outbound calls? And then of our contacts waiting, all the way over to the right, we see our longest waiting contact. In the right corner, we also see how many contacts have been offered to a specific queue at this time. That's real-time information that will update automatically. And if I hover over it, I can also see how many abandons we have, meaning contacts that opted out of the queue on their own, how many have been handled, and how many have been interflowed, which may indicate that they pressed an option to leave a voicemail from a voice queue. So now that we've reviewed all of the information within dashboards, we're going to move on to handling history within WebIgnite. Also within WebIgnite, agents and supervisors can view the history for all of the different forms of media. The history section can be accessed on the left-hand navigation panel. Now, if I'm a standard agent, I would only be able to view my own history, but supervisors can be given the right to view all history of all agents in all queues. As an agent, I can view the history specific to me for all of the different forms of media that I'm a part of. So it's a combination of voice history, emails, as well as chats. I can search all of the interactions at once by things like phone numbers. I can also search by a name or by an email address. Any other information that might be included in that contact history can be searched from the top of the screen. The view of your history can either be organized in list view, or you can select grid view, and then the column headers can be used to sort that information. You'll also see that I can filter by all of my history, my inbox, only handled media, or sent emails, no reply or junk emails, or options that may have failed. Also included in all of your history information will be time and date, and you can also use those as search criteria. From here, we're going to go into all of the information you need about handling contacts in WebIgnite. Also included in WebIgnite is the ability for agents to handle voice calls. When a voice call is presented to the queue and distributed to an agent, they will receive a pop-up in the top right corner of their screen. It includes that caller's information, and I can select the Accept button, or I could simply answer my handset or headset. You'll see now that I've accepted that voice call, on the dashboard I've been moved into the ACD section, and the inbox indicates that I've got media that I need to handle. When I select that voice call, it will load all of the information it has on the right-hand side. This includes their caller ID, as well as which particular queue that call came from. Now, as I'm on a call, I also have some call handling options. I can put that call on hold right from my screen, or I could certainly use my phone set. Once they've been placed on hold, I can use the triangle to pick them back up. Moving over options to the right, I have hang up, as well as transfer. If I initiate a transfer, I'll have different options for transferring to other queues or other extensions that are part of the contact center. I could also add contacts, so it essentially would become like a conference call. I can apply codes. These codes are classification codes that tag the call or the contact with a particular reason code. Once I've opened the classification or account code section, I can select the predetermined reason from the list, and it's automatically applied. You can indicate multiple codes to a particular call. Those codes can then be used in historical reporting. The last option I have over to the right is for requesting help. If I'm an agent that is looking for help from a supervisor, and as an example, I can click on Request Help, locate that particular supervisor, and they will receive indication on their phone that an agent needs assistance. Now that we've reviewed voice handling options, we're going to move into handling chats. If I'm an agent that's part of a chat queue, WebIgnite will be the interface I use to accept and handle those chats. When an incoming chat is presented to an agent, they will receive a pop-up in the top right corner of their screen, letting them know that there is chat that's waiting. From that pop-up, I can answer the chat, as well as decline the chat. I can also view basic chat information and who it's coming from. Now, please keep in mind, if you do decline the chat, you will then be put into a system make busy, and that would be flagged in historical reporting. To accept the chat, I can click on the green Accept button here, or I can select that incoming chat from my inbox and select Accept. Once I've accepted a chat, that information will be loaded on the right-hand side. You'll see the time and date of that chat, as well as the information that's coming from your customer. To respond to a customer chat, simply click in the box at the bottom of your screen, type in the information, and hit Enter to send. You'll notice that much like email or a Word document, we have different formatting options that we may need to use. And we also have a magnifying glass here that lets us use reply templates. These are built on the server level and are available to all agents and can be used for information that they're commonly putting into a chat so that it doesn't have to be typed manually. Simply click on the magnifying glass and then the camera to browse the reply templates, and all of them will be named for the agent to choose from. Once you select that, you'll see the information in the box, and the arrow will put it into your chat interface, and all I have to do is click on Enter to send that chat to the customer. During a chat, I do have the option to also use those same classification codes we used on a voice call, and those can then be viewed in historical reports. Now, once the chat interaction is done, it can be ended by the customer or it could be ended by the agent. If it's in case of the customer has not responded in quite some time, the agent could end that session by simply clicking on the X. Are you sure you want to end that session? And then confirm. As soon as that chat session is done, that agent is now ready and available to accept future chats. From here, we're going to go into how to handle email conversations. If I am an email agent that handles email queues, Web Ignite is going to be the interface that I need to accept and to handle those emails. When an email is distributed to an available agent, they're going to receive a pop-up in the top right corner of their screen. They can see the basic information from that contact, as well as they can accept the email or decline. Please keep in mind that if you decline an email that's been sent to you, you'll automatically be put into a system make busy, and that would also be flagged in historical reporting. Once I've accepted the email, it will move me into my inbox so that I can handle that correspondence. From here, I'm going to type in the box, just like with any other email program that you might be familiar with. I also have formatting options, as well as template options that I can apply. By selecting Insert Reply Template, a drop-down will appear, and from there, I can browse my personal reply templates that I may have configured for myself, or system-wide templates that would be available for everyone. This could be information like their signature or commonly used text so that they don't have to type it all manually. Click on Insert to insert that into the body of the email, and you can certainly make adjustments or add additional information. Along the top portion of the screen while handling an email, I'll have the ability to apply codes. Just like with voice calls, I can classify an email for a particular reason, and that can then be reviewed in historical reports. And then once I'm ready to actually send that email response, I can select the Send option from the top of my screen. If this was a case where it was an email that did not require a response, I could select No Reply. Or if junk email had filtered its way through, I could flag this and mark it as junk, which would then close that email interaction. I'll go ahead and click Save. And you'll see that that message has been sent and the agent is now listed as available. That's everything you need to know to get you started on Mitel's Web Ignite. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.